why don't we transition on to that discussion? And we also had that question that came in from the chat. I think the two kind of go hand in hand. So we kind of had a discussion we were going to talk about, which is Elon Musk and his BTC announcement. And then the question coming in from the chat is, do you think ETH will be 10K by the end of the year? So Malachi, why don't you kick that off?
I'm not an ETH expert. I tend to think that if you say it'll be 10K by the end of the year, it'll be 10K by the end of the year. I think that I think some of the analysis that you and John have done in terms of what the transactional value of ETH is, I think when you make ETH relative to US dollar versus relative to Bitcoin, when you think about the value of ETH to Dado and the excitement, I think that also, like, how quickly do we transition to ETH2? I think that ETH is highly investable still. This isn't financial advice. I think if I were a betting person, I would say that it's much closer to 10K by the end of the year. But it might touch it, but I think that I would probably say closer to 7 or 8 if I were to guess.
People have been talking about it hitting 10K really since like the very beginnings of the bull run, really since like the halving last May in May 2020. So I saw a screen just pop this question in. I'm gonna pull this up right here because this is in line with crypto. He said, do you guys think that Elon is manipulating the market here, first pumping Doge and Bitcoin and now saying Bitcoin isn't green? So on the Doge front, I literally think that Elon Musk thinks Dogecoin is funny and that's why he does it. I don't think, I really do. I don't think that it's like some crazy master plan for him to make more money. He has billions of dollars and he's been going like minimalist by comparison. He's been like selling all of his stuff. It's not a money thing. I legit think that he thinks that the Dogecoin thing is funny. He likes the guys that founded Dogecoin and that's why he does the Dogecoin stuff. And people just like don't understand. They're like, I'm going to buy it now. And when you look at the impact that it had, it was less than a cent in like January, maybe even February. And it obviously got to the position that it was at. That's just showing you the social media hype machine. It's showing you how crazy that can be. And yeah, again, that guy just likes attention, Elon Musk. He likes to be thought of as funny. I think he's pretty funny. And he just did SNL. Like he likes to be in the spotlight. Like I don't think that's a secret. With regards to the Bitcoin thing, I was a little bit confused because I was like, well, this is obviously, there's an ulterior motive. There's no way he literally just woke up and was like, Bitcoin uses energy, blah, blah, blah. I saw Anthony Scaramucci and Anthony Pompliano, two different finance people and Bitcoin bulls, very, very different though. Pomp being like 100% Bitcoin and Scaramucci representing the legacy financial system entering Bitcoin. They both said the same thing, which was they think that this is Elon Musk creating a problem, right? Like declaring that there is a problem with Bitcoin so that he can fix it in a year with technology from Tesla or Solar City or one of his other businesses that's green Bitcoin mining technology. Rob, I saw you nodding your head. I'd love to, yeah.
With renewable energy credits, Mike, because that's how Tesla makes a majority of their revenue. It's like quadrupled. Their revenue of renewable energy credits has quadrupled this in 2020. It's the only reason why they became profitable.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I just put it all together in my head. Y'all just, okay, here, let me spell it out. Okay.
Go. I knew you would be able to take it to the next level. Go.
You just linked it all together. Okay, here's what happened. Tesla wasn't making money, right? They're trying to ramp up their production, make a ton of cars. All of their profit in the last
can't ship cars.
Yeah, well, they're selling more and more cars, but they don't make money on cars. Their profit has been entirely on the renewable energy credits that they get. And who is the biggest provider of those renewable energy credits to
Chrysler?
Chrysler. But recently in the last month, actually in the last 2 weeks, Stellantis, which is what Chrysler is now called, came out and they said, by certain year, we will no longer need to buy credits. So we are done buying credits. So what does Musk do? He decides to say, well, now we need to start funding clean energy carbon credits for cryptocurrencies. So now, and there's also news out today that he's trying to seek entry into the US renewable fuel credit. So
for manufacturing.
Yes, so I think he's trying to make a play on getting his
industry.
credits. Yeah, switching industries. Exactly.
That's
That's
it.
yeah.
That's
so
it. No big
that
deal. There it
is
is.
straight
And it's
straight
like
monet-
it's altruistic in his mind, right? He doesn't really, like, I think to him, I think he has a passion for in the future of valuation of wealth. I think he comes from it from what he thinks is altruistic or altruism. You know, when he started X.com, PayPal, all those things. But then I also think that his path to get there, if you were to have his order of operations, it's definitely mankind becoming multiplanetary, like saving the Earth and like decreasing carbon footprint, and then like funny, you know, Bitcoin, you know, equitable, non-fiat, get off the gold standard, and then Dogecoin. So I think that, you know, when he has to wake up every single day, he has to ask himself, like, what are my values? What are my core tenets? And while he gets a lot of attention from the crypto bros and everything else about being in crypto, if it's him driving his primary missions around SpaceX, Tesla, and otherwise, or getting a bad reputation from a bunch of people who lost 10% but are still up 400% in the last year and a half, he'll take the L, and he'll bite his tongue, and then he'll go forward that way.
You hit the nail on the head 100%, Malachi. The number one thing to Elon Musk, like, forget about Bitcoin, forget about any of this stuff. The number one thing to him is Tesla, SpaceX, Boring Company, Solar City, like the companies that he's running, which are important companies for human beings. So it's like, it's a good thing. Those are number one. Like, it's for him, it's not about like Bitcoin becoming the next global reserve currency. It's not about eliminating the fiat standard. I think if those things, I think he expects those things to happen. So he understands that he has no actual impact on those things happening. He's like, we need to do the electric car thing right. We need to send human beings to Mars. We need to do solar energy. We need to get rid of LA traffic.
This is crazy because, you know, if you had asked me, like, I don't know, whenever this first blew up, was it last night or the night before? Like, if you had asked me, is this bullish or bearish for Bitcoin? When he was talking about it needs to transition away from proof of work, I was like, this is horribly bearish for Bitcoin because Bitcoin's never going to be able to transition away from proof of work, because proof of work is why Bitcoin is the most secure asset. So I think it will always be a proof of work coin. So if you're saying people need to transition away from proof of work, then people need to switch coins over to Ethereum because it's going to go proof of stake eventually. But now I'm thinking this is actually hugely bullish for Bitcoin, because if Elon Musk is saying he's going to solve the pollution problem of proof of work coins by providing clean energy for mining, which you could really easily make that argument, then that's one of people's main gripes with BTC. And so I think, like, he's solving one of the main gripes with potentially, this is at least at a minimum a hint that he is interested in solving that problem, which so yeah, I think that's it completely reverses my initial interpretation. So man, this is an awesome little revelation I've had right now.